saying "can I get" all the time when you're at a restaurant. Here are 3 better responses to sound more natural.
I know it's so common, but there are more interesting ways to order. Let's start with level 1 of our 5 levels of mastering restaurant conversations.
Level 1 is all about basic ordering. You can simply say "I'll have," followed by the dish you want. For example, "I'll have the burger, please."
That's right, and another way is to use "can I have." It's a bit more polite and works well for takeout or when you're not sure if they have something.
Level 2 gets a bit more advanced. We introduce the phrase "I'd like." This is useful when you want to show preference but still be polite. For instance, "I'd like the chicken salad, but can I get that without the dressing?"
Exactly, and it's also a good idea to learn some basic questions to ask your server, like "what's the special of the day?" or "do you have any recommendations?"
Now, let's try something a bit more challenging. Pause and guess. What does the phrase "to go" mean when you're ordering food? The answer is that "to go" means you want your food to take away, not to eat in the restaurant. So, if you say "I'll have a coffee to go," you're asking for it to be prepared so you can take it with you.
That's a really useful phrase to know, especially if you're in a hurry. Let's keep exploring these levels and become masters of restaurant conversations.
Absolutely. We've covered the basics, but there's so much more to learn. Let's dive into some natural expressions that will make you sound like a native speaker when you're at a cafe.
Like what? Give us an example.
Well, instead of saying "I want," you can say "I'm in the mood for something light." It's a more natural way to express your preferences.
That sounds really natural. What about when you're trying to decide? Is there a better way to say "I don't know what to choose"?
Yes, you can say "I'm torn between," and then list your options. It shows you're considering different choices and makes the conversation more engaging.
I like that. It makes the conversation feel more real and less like you're just ordering food.
Exactly, and using phrases like "how's everything?" or "is everything okay?" shows you care about the service and the food quality. Sounds like a plan. We're just getting started with our journey to mastering restaurant conversations. Now that we've got our plan, let's dive into level 3 of mastering restaurant conversations, making special requests.
That's really useful. I always struggle with asking for things like "no MSG" or "less salt."
Exactly. So, a common expression to use in this situation is "can I get?" For example, "can I get that without any MSG?" Or "can I get a side of fries instead of salad?"
That sounds simple enough. What about if I want to ask for the bill?
For level 4, let's look at phrases like "can we get the check?" or "can I get the bill, please?" You can also say it's time to settle up in a more casual setting.
I like that. Settle up is a new one for me. What does it mean exactly?
Settle up means to pay what you owe, usually in a friendly or casual way. For example, "let's settle up and then we can leave."
That's really helpful. Now, let's practice ordering with some special requests.
Great idea. I'll be the waitress. What would you like to order, Liam?
I'll have the chicken burger, but can I get it without the tomato and with an extra side of coleslaw?
Absolutely, that's no problem. Now, let's try something a bit more challenging. Pause and guess. If someone says the food is on the house, what do they mean? The answer is that the food is on the house means the restaurant is providing the food for free, usually as a courtesy or a mistake on their part.
That's a great phrase to know. What about to pick up the tab? What does that mean?
To pick up the tab means to pay for someone else's bill, usually as a generous gesture. For example, "don't worry about the bill, I'll pick up the tab."
I see, so it's like treating someone to a meal.
Exactly. And another useful phrase is to run a tab, which means to keep a running total of what you've ordered, usually in a bar or pub setting.
That makes sense. I've heard that phrase before, but I wasn't sure what it meant.
Now, let's try using some of these phrases in a role play. I'll start by saying, "Shall we grab some dinner?" and I'll pick up the tab.
That sounds like a great idea. Where did you have in mind?
How about that new Italian place downtown? I've been wanting to try it out.
I've heard great things about it. Let's go check it out.
So we're finally here at the cafe. Let's take a look at the menu and see what catches our eye.
I've been craving something sweet all day, so I think I'll go for a dessert. What about you, Emma?
I'm in the mood for something savory. I'll have the grilled chicken sandwich, please.
That sounds great. You know, when ordering food, it's a good idea to use phrases like I'll have or I'd like to order to sound more polite.
Exactly. And if you want to ask for something specific, you can say, can I get, or can you make sure it comes with? For example, can I get that without mayo?
Right now, let's talk about some more advanced phrases. What does to kick it up a notch mean, Emma?
To kick it up a notch is an idiom that means to make something more exciting or interesting. For instance, I love this salad, but let's kick it up a notch by adding some spicy sauce.
That's a great one. Another useful phrase is to play it safe. What does that mean, Emma?
To play it safe means to avoid taking risks or trying new things. If you're not sure what to order, you might say I'll play it safe and go with the chicken nuggets.
Got it. Now, let's try a pause and guess challenge. What's the strongest phrase you can use to express that you really enjoy a particular dish?
The answer is I'm absolutely obsessed with. For example, I'm absolutely obsessed with the pasta here. It's so delicious.
That's a great phrase. Another useful one is to be in the mood for something. What does that mean?
To be in the mood for something means to feel like doing or having something at a particular time. For example, I'm in the mood for something sweet, so let's get some ice cream.
I love that phrase. Now, let's use some of these phrases in a conversation. Emma, can you order for us?
Sure thing, I'll have the grilled chicken sandwich, and can you make sure it comes with a side of fries? And Liam, what would you like to order?
I'll play it safe and go with the chicken nuggets, but can I get a milkshake to kick it up a notch?
Sounds like a plan. And to make it even more interesting, let's ask the waiter to recommend a dessert to share.
That's a great idea. I'm absolutely obsessed with trying new desserts, so let's see what they suggest.
Now, let's loop back to our original challenge. What's the most important thing to remember when ordering food at a cafe?
I think it's being clear and polite with your order, and don't be afraid to ask for what you want. What do you think, viewers? What's your go-to phrase when ordering food at a cafe? Share with us in the comments below.